Alright folks, but you guys 88, we are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. So let's head on to chapter 2. Everything looks like it's going well. So, this is my first case with Grimsboro PD, and I have to admit that I'm stumped. We found a new arrival to Fairview, Elaine Seabrook, nailed to the fence in her own front yard. We already have a few suspects, but before to solve this, we're going to need more leads. Well then, I've got some good news for you, Ace. I took a look at that peppercorn steak sauce Martine found on the nails used to kill your victim, and I can tell you that the killer ate it at the Fairview Steakhouse. Wait, you can tell that just from the sauce? Yeah, the sauce is particular to that restaurant. The recipe is a closely guarded secret, and I've been trying to replicate it for ages. Well, Ace, if our killer dined at the Fairview Steakhouse, then we should check it out right away. Let's do this. We're a little tiny. Alright, so that's definitely one. Soda can, eagle, dog, grapes, faded receipt. Oh, can I get a star real quick? Almost. Hey, dirty plates are your thing. I got a bunch that need to be doing at my place. Just kidding. If you think you might find a clue in that tray, be my guest. And as for that receipt, the ink's been washed away, but if you can recover the details, we might get a new lead. That's a good question. Who's my favorite character so far? Well, I mean, Jones. He's always been my favorite character, so... but newest one? I want to say Rita, potentially. I'm not sure, though. Well, not only did our killer visit the steakhouse, it appears our victim did, too. And according to this receipt, she was served by a waiter called Tyler. I was just about to suggest having a chat with this Tyler. I'm glad you agree. Let's go. He's got some bruises on him. I wonder if that's a clue. What the heck are the sunglasses doing in that tray, Ace? They're covered in blood. And you're right, they've got your victim's initial on them. Ace, clearly our victim didn't bring her own blood-soaked sunglasses here. The killer must have come back after the murder. Let's send them to Rupert on the double. That was a little nasty. A little nasty. So, Tyler. Welcome to Fairview Steakhouse. Can I take your order? Well, we're not here to eat, I'm afraid. We're investigating the murder of this woman. She was killed earlier today. You're investigating a murder? Well, I have a rock-solid alibi. I was at school all day, and then I came straight here for my shift. Well, don't worry. Nobody's accusing you of anything, Tyler. Now, what can you tell us about Elaine Seabrook? Well, she came in here a lot. Always insisted on ordering the veggie salad with no dressing, low-fat mozzarella, a quarter of an avocado, and 3.5 stalks of asparagus. Who chooses a salad over a nice juicy steak? I never got that woman. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Hey Rupert, come in. Virtual reality is the future. I'm sure you'd like it if you just tried it. I shall not have that thing placed on my head under any circumstances. Oh look, Ace is here. Amir, do us a favor and put the kettle on, will you? Fine, but I'll win you over to my way of thinking sooner or later. Well, thank goodness you arrived, Ace. Amir won't stop going on about that newfangled piece of technology he's got. Oh, kids these days. My son Carter's technology obsessed too. Always going on about wanting the latest iPair gadget. Quite. Now back to more conventional eyewear. The blood on those sunglasses was indeed your victim's, which also confirms your killer handled them. But in doing so, they also left traces of undiluted garden fertilizer on the sunglasses. Fertilizer? That means our killer must be a big fan of gardening. Well, I've no doubt you'll weed them out, Ace. And you're right, Cynthia Lane mentioned being in charge of the community gardening workshops. I'll add it to her profile. Well, Ace, you might have found another piece of this puzzle, but we're still lacking suspects with a solid motive for murder. I agree, maybe having another look at our victim's house would shed more light on her death. We better go back. It could be the uptight chick. Thank you guys that were able to swing by. This was an impromptu stream. Yesterday's was canceled just due to the fact that my computer failed me, crapped out, and it came back today. So, chewing gum isn't safe. It basically shut down a couple of times. Hey, is it just me or does that cake you picked up smell kinda off? The smell seems to be coming from that brown icing, I agree. I think I'll let you vacuum up a sample. And a safe is always a safe bet for clues. Let's crack that lock and see what's inside. Oh, did they drug her? Did they drug her before killing her? These are the hard questions we need to ask. Never eat the cake, as Jones showed you in first season. Never eat the cake. An envelope in the victim's safe reads report on Elaine Seabrook. And those are film negatives sticking out of it. Well, obviously the victim didn't have herself followed, so her husband must have. But why? We need to figure it out. Wasn't that Ramirez's friend who years a private detective ace? Maybe he can help. Let's see what he makes of this envelope. Shh, I could have done that. Just put it up under a light. You'll know exactly what it is. Most likely she was cheating on him. My guess is with the kid at the steakhouse. That would be my guess. What's about that weird icing you clicked from the cake under the microscope? Ace, you should tell us what that funky smell is. Yeah, that did not look like icing to me. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Doesn't need to remove that minigame. That minigame nobody likes. They don't give you any time for it either. All these other ones you could get in, like, you can get 8 energy. That one you just can't get anything in 7. This one I'll get 8. It sure looks like crap. Yep. Oh, that substance you collect from the cake isn't icing at all. It's dog poop. Good thing I didn't serve myself a slice. It's clear that the victim didn't bake herself a dog poop cake, though. So who did? You're right. The message on the cake reads, neighborhood friends, and we've met one person whose life seems revolved around the neighborhood, Cynthia Lane. But just why would Cynthia have played such a dirty trick on Elaine? We better ask her. She just looks devious. Oh, delightful to see you again, Secret Agent Ace, but I'm afraid I just about to take my SUV to the repair shop. One of the taillights is out. Well, that'll have to wait, Miss Lane. We found a cake laced with dog poop that you sent Elaine. Why'd you do it? Oh, well, I'm ashamed to say I reacted in a manner which was beneath me, but I was just so furious. You see, I personally invited Elaine to come to one of my monthly neighborhood dinners. Only a privileged few are allowed to attend. But instead of seeing it for the honor it was, Elaine used it as an opportunity to drink all the wine I purchased. She was roaring drunk by 9 p.m. and throwing up in my flower beds. That was pretty funny. The dinner was a disaster because of her. Nobody even wanted to eat the delicious steak I bought from the steakhouse after seeing her in that state. Ah, so you retaliated by sending her dog poop cake. Well, I'm glad I don't have you as a neighbor, Miss Lane. I can't see honestly how she couldn't be the murderer. Ah, Ace, you're here for the pictures of your victim. I don't quite know how to say this, but I'm the one who took them. You were the one tailing Elaine Seabrook? Yes, her husband hired me. He wanted proof of her infidelity so he could file for divorce without losing any of his assets. Ah, so Mr. Seabrook wanted to divorce our victim. And was Elaine unfaithful to him? Yes. And not just with one guy, but several. By all accounts, she was insatiable. Well, that's a far cry from the happy fantasy Mr. Seabrook sold us earlier. Ace, we better talk to him at once. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. No, I wouldn't be happy. Mr. Seabrook, you played the heartbroken husband when we spoke to you earlier, but we've learned that you wanted to divorce your wife because she was cheating on you. I mean, yes, she was cheating, but that's not why I wanted a divorce. We all commit physical indiscretions from time to time, don't we? Now, those pictures would have just made the divorce process easier. What really drove me mad was how Elaine used my money for her trysts. She was always spending money. The second we moved to Fairview, Elaine became fixated with keeping up with the Joneses. First, she made me buy an SUV just because the school principal owned one. And then she insisted we hire a gardener because she thought it looked too cheap for me to be seen doing the gardening myself. The woman was bleeding me dry, Secret Agent Ace. I need a divorce, and quick. Let's just hope you didn't resort to dire measures to get rid of your wife, Mr. Seabrook. Ace, it turns out our victim wasn't the perfect housewife we assumed she was. She upset her neighbor by getting drunk and disgracing herself at dinner and party. Her husband wanted a divorce, not because she was cheating on him, but because he was spending all of his money. And if we're going to... Wait, who's yelling? I'm gonna break something. Someone hold me back, I swear, I'm gonna kill him. Yikes. I actually think it might be the principal, and maybe if she's married, the girl, Elaine, was sleeping with her husband, that's why she killed her. That's gonna be my theory on that. Just because she's the only one that's not a suspect right now, and usually the one who's not the suspect is usually going to be that person. So, anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in chapter 3. This has been Pitching Case 80. Over and out.